You feel it, don't you? That low-level hum in the back of your mind. It's a specific kind of modern exhaustion. We are more connected than ever, yet we have never felt more untethered. We scroll, we swipe, we consume, but we don't feel grounded. We look at the concrete jungles we live in, these gray, sharp, isolating structures, and we feel like visitors on our own planet. There is a reason for that. We have been told a story about who we are that makes us feel small. We have been told that for most of human history, we were just scraping by, that we were primitive, that the pinnacle of civilization is what we have right now, this frantic digital noise. But what if I told you that the disconnection you feel isn't because we have advanced too far, but because we have forgotten how advanced we used to be? The viral story of our generation isn't about aliens coming down to build pyramids. That is a distraction. The real story, the one that should send shivers down your spine, is about what is right under our feet. It is the technological revelation of human genius that we lost and are only just now finding again. We are not a species of accidental survivors. We are the descendants of master architects who didn't just build on the Earth, they built with it. To understand this, we have to go to the one place on Earth that represents the ultimate, untouched wilderness in our collective imagination: the Amazon rainforest. For 500 years, we looked at that green ocean of trees and saw a blank slate. We called it a virgin wilderness. We assumed that apart from small, scattered tribes, no massive civilization could ever thrive there. The soil was too poor, the jungle too aggressive, the diseases too rampant. It was the green desert. But in 2024, and continuing into the massive excavations we are seeing right now in 2026, that story didn't just crack, it shattered. The technology that changed everything is called LiDAR. It stands for Light Detection and Ranging. Imagine stripping away every single leaf, every branch, every vine from the Amazon canopy digitally. You aren't cutting down a single tree, but you are seeing the skin of the Earth for the first time in millennia. When researchers flew these scanners over the Upano Valley in Ecuador, they didn't see a chaotic jungle floor. They saw a grid. They saw a ghost city. And not just one. They found an urban web that defies everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. We are talking about 6,000 rectangular earthen platforms. These weren't just mounds. They were foundations for houses, for temples, for civic centers. But it's the space between them that changes the game. These structures were connected by a network of wide, straight roads. And I mean perfectly straight. Some of them stretch for 15 miles. We are talking about precision engineering that rivals the Roman Empire, but built in a landscape that actively tries to erase everything you build. The scale is hard to wrap your head around. This wasn't a village. It was a metropolis that covered over 100 square miles. That is the size of modern-day London or Las Vegas, hidden in the dense foliage for 2,500 years. At its peak, this place hummed with the lives of tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people. And here is the kicker. It wasn't a concrete jungle like we build. We build cities that push nature out. They built garden cities. The layout shows a sophisticated understanding of how to live within an ecosystem without destroying it. They had agricultural terraces, drainage systems to manage the intense tropical rain, and designated zones for living and farming. It was a low-density, high-complexity, urbanism. They didn't pave over the world, they manicured it. This discovery forces us to ask a question that changes our entire identity. If they could build a civilization this complex in the most hostile environment on Earth, what else could they do? This is where we get to the lost technology. And I'm not talking about levitating stones or laser beams. I'm talking about something far more valuable, something we are desperate for today. I'm talking about the technology of biology. You see, the biggest barrier to civilization in the Amazon is the soil. It is naturally acidic and nutrient poor. You cut down the trees, you farm for a year or two, and the soil dies. That is why we thought no big cities could exist there. But these ancient engineers didn't accept that limit. They didn't just accept the soil they were given. They engineered a new one. We call it terra preta, dark earth. If you dig in these sites today, you find deep layers of soil that is black as coal and rich as compost. But it's thousands of years old. This isn't natural dirt. It is a manufactured product, a bioengineered soil.
They figured out that by mixing charcoal, broken pottery, organic waste, and specific microorganisms, they could create a soil that captures carbon and holds nutrients like a sponge. But the most mind-blowing part? It regenerates. You heard that right. Terra preta is alive. It grows. There are farmers in the Amazon today who will mine a layer of terra preta, sell it, and come back 20 years later to find it has replenished itself. Think about the level of genius required to do that. We are barely figuring out regenerative agriculture in the 21st century. We spend billions on chemical fertilizers that poison our water and deplete our land. Meanwhile, thousands of years ago, our ancestors created a soil technology that is self-sustaining, carbon negative, and still works thousands of years after they vanished. That isn't primitive. That is advanced. That is a technology we have lost.
This is the roots we are looking for. The modern viewer, you, me, we feel disconnected because we live in a system that fights against the natural world. We feel like a virus on the planet. But the story of the Upano Valley and terra preta tells us something different. It tells us that humans are not a plague. We are not destined to destroy. We are capable of being the ultimate gardeners. When you start pulling at this thread, the whole tapestry of history starts to unravel in the best way possible. The Upano Valley is just the beginning. Look at what is happening with the discoveries in the Sahara. We used to think of the Sahara as an eternal wasteland, but now satellite radar is showing us ancient riverbeds and buried structures under the sand. We are realizing that the green Sahara was home to civilizations that vanished when the climate shifted. Look at the megalithic phenomenon. From the precise stone cutting in Peru to the massive underground cities in Turkey like Derinkuyu. Derinkuyu is an 18-story underground bunker that could house 20,000 people with ventilation shafts, fresh water, and security doors that weigh tons. For decades, we dismissed these things. We said, oh, they just used a lot of slaves and time. Or we went to the other extreme and said, aliens must have helped them. Both of those answers are insults. They are insults to human potential. The viral power of this topic right now, in 2026, comes from the realization that we are amnesiacs with a superpower. We have forgotten who we are. We love the idea of discovery under our feet because it implies that the world is still magical. It implies that the map is not done. If a city the size of London can hide in the Amazon for 2 millennia, what is hiding under the ice in Antarctica? What is hiding beneath the waters of the continental shelves that were dry land during the Ice Age? We are walking on the roof of a forgotten world. And this isn't just about history. It's about the future. Right now, we are facing crises that seem insurmountable. Climate change, soil degradation, urban overcrowding. We look at the future and see doom. But when we look back at the Upano Valley, we see a blueprint. Imagine if we cracked the code of Terra Preta today. Imagine if our cities were designed like theirs, integrated with food systems, managing water flow naturally, building with materials that last 5,000 years instead of 50. This is why the ancient origins narrative is exploding. It's not because we want to go back to living in mud huts. It's because we want to know that there is another way to be human, a way that is high-tech but high-nature, a way that is sophisticated but sustainable. The disconnect you feel? That is the friction of living in a world that denies your heritage. You come from a line of inventors who terraformed the Amazon. You come from a line of engineers who built earthquake-proof walls in the Andes without mortar. You come from people who mapped the stars and navigated the oceans when history books say we were afraid of the dark. So, the next time you see a news headline about a new LiDAR discovery, or a new chamber found in a pyramid, or a strange anomaly in the soil structure of an ancient site, don't just scroll past. Stop. Feel that little spark of recognition. That is your history calling out to you. The narrative is changing. We are moving away from survival of the fittest and towards survival of the wisest. The ancients knew something we don't. They knew how to play the long game. And as we uncover their secrets, we aren't just rewriting textbooks. We are remembering the instructions for how to live on this planet. We didn't know about the Upano Valley cities 3 years ago. We didn't know the Amazon was a garden. We didn't know the soil could be technology. So, the question that should keep you up at night, in the best possible way, is this. If we missed something as big as a civilization of millions right here on the surface, what else don't we know? The ground beneath your feet is not silent. It is waiting for us to listen, and we are finally starting to hear the signal.